Hello, my name is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show number 409. And this morning I wanted to show you something that I think might be of interest, especially if you're interested in getting into listening to scanner radios and you don't have a radio and you'd like to try it out. And right now, at least in my area, this is a good time to listen to scanner radios, to listen to fire and EMS activity. And the reason that is for my area is that when the weather turns cold, people are turning up their furnaces or starting their furnaces for the first time, and sometimes they have a problem and they have a fire, so they have to call the fire department. And secondly, seems like in my area, when the weather turns cold for the first time, people have medical problems and they need to call for an ambulance. So there's quite a bit of activity. Matter of fact, when it first turned cold, end of last week, man, the scanner radios were active with all kinds of traffic. So if you don't have a scanner radio and you'd like to dabble in it to find out what it's all about, here's a good way to do it. I've mentioned this website before, and we'll go to it right now. It's RadioReference.com, and what this is, among other things, it's a collection of radios that are on the internet where individual people have hooked up their radios to their computer, and via some software they can provide that audio that's coming through the radio to the internet via, in this case, Radio Reference. And so what you do is you come here and you select live audio, and you come down here to select, one of the things you can select is live audio home, and then that gives you a map. This is United States, and you just select where do you want to listen. Here I live in Florida, so I'm going to select Florida. There's another way, let me go back, I'll show you. There's another way you can do this, is you can fill this in and it will show you the radios in your area. But I'm lazy, I'll select the map, I select Florida, then I'll come down, and the red is locations that have radios that are on the air. So not every place has a radio. But down here in Pinellas County where I live, I select that, and then here's all the radios that are available in my area to listen to. And there's a bunch of scanner radios, and then here is a amateur radio that's tuned to a local repeater. So then you can listen to any or all of these radios. And the default player, how it's played, is a web player. And then here's other options. But you want to use the default, which is a web player in this case. And what I'm using for a internet browser, I'm using the program called Opera, Opera. And it has some unique options and that work quite well with what I'm trying to do here. So for this particular thing that I'm doing, I use Opera. I normally use Chrome, but I didn't find an easy way of doing what I'm doing here in Chrome, and I didn't find it in Firefox, but there's probably ways of doing it, but it was real easy to set up in Opera. So here we go. We're going to select a couple of these radios. Here's one for Clearwater Police, which is where I live. I'm going to select that, start it, and it opens a new page or tab, and there it is. And this is showing you the activity. It shows you when you started listening, and it's buffered, so you can go backwards and forwards a little bit, and you can adjust audio here, and you can pause it by hitting the pause, which I'm going to do right now, so it's not playing over me. And so then I can come back here, and I can select another one. I'm going to select Pinellas County Fire and EMS. Here we go. So that's running now, and I'm going to So you can see the activity on this little graph here. I'm going to stop that. And then I'm going back here. Excuse me. I'm going to select one more, which is St. Pete and Largo Police, which is just south of me. And now I have all those open. And what I can do is in Opera, is I can right click on the bar here and I can select Arrange to arrange all these tabs. In my case, I want to select Tile Vertical. And there they are. And these are all running at the same time. So I'm going to close a couple I don't need anymore. So this is my YouTube page. I don't need that one anymore now. Close that. This is the radio reference page where I was selecting radios. I don't need that anymore, so I'm going to close that for now. And then I can take these and rearrange them so they're nice and neat. Put these up here. And then I can use the scroll bars to move around on the page. This is a page that I opened earlier. This is particular to my area. It shows the fire and EMS activity pretty much live. And it gives you the grid location where the activity is happening, the type of activity. In this case, all these are medical. And then the apparatus that is responding to that incident. You know, R is rescue 3. Just the number here means it's an ambulance. And here is a squad car. And I, use this a lot. And so I know where physically these apparatus are located. So it gives me an idea where that activity is. For instance, excuse me, the closest fire station is station 48. And so I've got 48, 49, 50, and 51 that are near me. So for instance, 51 here would be close to where I live. So I might be interested in what's going on there. So this, like I say, this is unique to my area, and this is Pinellas County. So now, once this is where Opera, I always get those two confused. Opera comes into play is number one, you've got all these pages open at the same time, they're updating at the same time. And I think I left some of them running. So let's go back. Now, what you can do, I'm sorry if that activity, I should have, oh boy, I screwed up. Okay, pause. I got to pause all these. Otherwise, they're talking over me. Okay, that one's already paused. That one's okay. And open this one again. And that's, so I think I got it. Do I have them all paused now? Yeah, I got them all paused now, so they're not talking over me. So, and then I can go back and arrange title vertically, and there they all are. And then, like I say, I can rearrange these, and I can, I can put a number of these on this page. I could select more radios if I wanted to. I had to pause because my weather station was telling me how cold it is here. And then here's the beauty of Opera, I'll get it right in a minute. Opera is I can come up here and I can select tab in Windows and I can save this setup I've got. So, it may take me 20 minutes to get this set up the way I want to. And of course, when normally in a browser, when you exit, you lose the setup. Well, in Opera, you can save that setup, and it's called a session. And I've done that already, and I come down here and I'm going to load one that I saved. And it's I call it, and you can give it your name. I call it police activity, and I'm going to open that session now. And there it is, and I've got all laid out nice and neat. And let me pause. It's a mistake I made when I did this recording a few minutes ago. I forgot to pause those, or all those stations were coming in over my audio, which made it useless. So this time I remembered, and I'm doing this all over again. So anyway, here you are. It's nice and laid out, and you can add more. You can if you don't have this, say you don't have this in your area, I'll close it. So I don't have that, say, in my area. Then I can come back to Radio Reference, and I can go to live audio, and say I want to listen to some place else. You could pick any state, but I'm going to pick Florida again, but I'm going to pick Hillsborough County this time because I know people who live over there. And then I can pick one of those radios that it's being sent through the internet so that I can listen to it. And here's Hillsborough County Sheriff and Fire, Temple Terrace, and I can select that. So that's running now. I'll pause it so that it doesn't interrupt me. And then I can come up here again, and I'll select a range, title vertically, and now I've got the other one in there. I'm using the spare space that I wasn't using before. And this is the radio reference page. Now that I've selected another radio, I can close that if I want to give me some more room. And you can add, as many as you want, with the limitation is all this is running at the same time, so it's using up your internet connection bandwidth. So you could get to a point where you just don't have enough bandwidth to be able to follow all these different radios. So you kind of want to limit yourself to how many radios you open. And then you can pick up one of these pages and you can move it around so that the information you're looking for is showing up. And it's pretty cool. It's basically a scanner radio that instead of scanning, this stuff is coming through simultaneously. And if you get more than one of these radios with activity, it'll be right on top of each other. So you may have to pause one so that you can listen to the particular one you want to listen to. So it's not a scanner in the standpoint that it's scanning. It's actually, I think it's better because all these things are running at the same time. So anyway, that's kind of a way to get into scanner radio if you haven't done it, or even if you have. It gives you that ability to listen to more than one station at a time, one radio at a time. Plus, you can listen to radios throughout the United States. And for instance, if you see something on TV where there's a big fire, for instance, in Chicago, you can go find a Chicago radio and listen to what's going on there locally in Chicago. For instance, my daughter lives in Illinois, so I might want to pick some radios that are local to Illinois so I can find out, what's the activity up there where she lives as far as Fire.EMS, and of course you can listen to police too. So anyway, I just thought I'd show you that again. Like I say, I found to set it up this way and save these sessions and be able to recall them, I use the web browser called Opera. It's not Opera, it's Opera. So that's the show for today. And you can download that browser. It's a free browser. You can download that off the internet and install it and then do these setups like I'm doing here. And it will import your bookmarks from other browsers. So you don't have to start from scratch. So anyway, that's the show for today. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that. It tells me I'm coming up with shows that you're interested in. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.